Welcome back. It is time now for another episode of Catholic Cocktails. This is the weekly video production of Salt and Light Catholic Radio in Boise, Idaho. And this is a show where we sit down and we raise a glass and hoist a toast to some of our famous, in this case, maybe not so famous, Catholic saints, based on the book Drinking with the Saints by Michael Foley.
As those of you who've been following us know, we're going to introduce a saint and a drink right here. We'll have it all set up. Then we'll send it over to Teresa Zepeda, who has a lot more knowledge about the saints than we do. She'll tell us all about them and then send it back to us, where we'll have our bartender make the drink, and then we get to try it and talk about what we learned.
All right. Well, this week, a pair of brothers called Saint Crispin and Saint Crispinian. So mom and dad must not have been expecting twins.
I was
It's
gonna
like,
say,
what variation can we give the second one?
right. Is it bad that I think of Chick-fil-A?
It might be bad. There's crispy and crispier.
Exactly.
But that's not what we're talking about
bad.
today. The cocktail that we're making today is the Cherry Cobbler. And what you're going to need is some cherry liqueur, some lemon juice, gin, sugar, cherry, and a lemon wedge. I'm assuming that's garnished there at the end,
Yes.
the lemon wedge and the cherry on top.
It's kind of a cherry lemonade vibe is what I'm getting from it. But,
yeah, can't wait.
and then so you'll have your old-fashioned glass this time, and you'll just build everything in the glass.
Oh.
And then you'll do the spoon and just kind of mix it together instead of shaking it.
Huh. Well, our bartender has his work cut out for him. Well, now we know what we're going to make and some of the ingredients. We'll watch Garrett make it here in just a little bit. But first, let's learn more about Saints Crispin and Crispinian from Teresa Zepeda.
On October 25th, let us lift a glass to Saints Crispin and Crispinian. Although this feast day of these two saints was removed from the Church's universal liturgical calendar after Vatican II, they are still commemorated on October 25th in the most recent edition of the Roman Martyrology. According to tradition, although there are some scholars who debate the reliability of these legends, Saint Crispin and Crispinian, sometimes called Crispian, were brothers, possibly twin brothers, from a noble Roman family. In the mid-3rd century, they left Rome to be missionaries, settling in Soissons, Gaul, which is now present-day France. They preached the gospel during the day, and at night they made shoes to support themselves and to be able to provide alms for the poor. During the reign of Emperor Diocletian, he persecuted Christians, and these two brothers were apprehended. They were sent to the co-emperor Maximianus Herculeus, who tried to dissuade them from their faith. But when they would not apostatize, he sent them to the governor Riciovarus, who was notorious for his cruelty to Christians. He tortured the brothers, using at times the very tool of their trade, the awl. Then he attempted to drown them. When that failed, he attempted to burn them. When that failed, he killed himself. Then the co-emperor Maximianus beheaded them on October 25th. 3 centuries later, a basilica was built over their graves in France. There are many craftsmen who enjoy the patronage of these two saints. These include shoemakers, cobblers, lace makers, glove makers, tanners, saddle makers, and weavers. And to employ a pun regarding their patronage of cobblers, let us raise a glass of the cocktail Cherry Cobbler to the two saints, Saint Crispin, Saint Crispinian.
Thanks, Teresa. As we do every week, we film Catholic cocktails at the Harp Irish Pub and Eatery in Meridian, Idaho. And back with us this week, bartender extraordinaire Garrett. And this looks more like a chemistry experiment than a drink, but walk us through what we're going to need to make cherry cobbler.
All right, so we're going to need gin. We're going to use the Irish Gunpowder Gin. It's a very nice, crafty gin, super smooth and botanical. A little bit of sugar. A cherry liquor or cherry marnier, some lemon juice, and then a lemon and orange for garnish.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see how he does this. So I'm going to step back. Let's watch Garrett make the cherry cobbler.
All right, so for the cherry cobbler, going to build it right in the glass over some crushed ice. With our 1.5 ounces of gin, delicious gin. Then a 1/2 ounce of our lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of our sugar first, and then our cherry liquor. And we're going to stir until chilled and diluted. And we are going to garnish with a cherry and a lemon peel. And there you have the cherry cobbler.
All right. Well, time for the taste test. Ladies first.
What is it? Okay. I don't know. It tastes like gin and cherry, and it's sweet. It's nice. It's smooth. It's not biting me in the face with gin.
Yeah, I like that.
Does it get like, I don't know,
Tastes like lemonade.
a little bit?
Some things that Teresa was talking about, the fact that they were martyrs for the faith in Gaul, which is modern day France.
Right. Okay.
And the fact that we were expecting maybe a dessert drink, which we weren't quite sure, looking at the ingredients, how that was going to turn out.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the dessert that we're used to here in America. This was more about what they did for a living.
Right. So they'd go around and they'd like preach and teach during the daytime, and then at night, in order to make a living, they would they'd make shoes and they'd sell them, and that's
So they were cobblers.
cobblers. Yes.
Gotcha. So that's where the name of the drink came from. Not so much how the end product is supposed to taste, as much as what our saints did for a career.
Looking at the ingredients, I was just like, how is this supposed to be creamy and delicious?
Yeah. So anyway, and the fact that they were sort of preserved from many attempts to kill them.
Yes.
It just didn't quite work.
It was crazy. There were several attempts after, so they got captured and of course were tortured and all of that. But then after that, there were several attempts to execute them and it didn't work. And then finally they were, I think, beheaded or something.
Yeah. So, and we hear that with a lot of the saints that are martyred, that, you know, they've been riddled with arrows or something happens in the earth.
They tried setting them on fire.
They were barbecued alive. And so, you know, that's how I thought maybe these guys would be with the names Crispin and Crispinian. But anyway, that one fell short.
We were incorrect
Sorry.
in our assumptions.
Yes. Special thanks as always to the Harp Irish Pub and
Yes.
Eatery for sponsoring and hosting us every week here for Catholic Cocktails. And thank you for enduring another episode.
Sitting through.
This is a weekly video production of Salt and Light Catholic Radio in Boise.
Please make sure to like, subscribe, and all of that with YouTube, social, or all of our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, excuse me, and all that kind of stuff. So please leave a comment. We would love to hear from you guys. Maybe if you're like, hey, if you guys could try this drink, or maybe you have a saint that you would like us to check out, we would love to do that.
Yeah. And mash that thumbs up button because our boss likes to see lots of likes.
Analytics.
Yes,
Analytics.
and Trinity's bonus depends on it. So, who is the topic of our next Holy Happy Hour?
So next time we're going to get to learn a little bit more about St. Charles Borromeo and try the Monk's Rope coffee.
All right, coffee.
Coffee.
Well, until then, Saints Crispin and Crispian, pray
Pray for us.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.